Hello Cyprus. So our first online maths lesson, and we're going to be following on from something we did yesterday. Yesterday I said to you that we're moving towards multiplication and division, but we were going to recap some of the key skills that we have developed so far. Yesterday we looked at place value, and today we're going to take that one step further and look at addition and subtraction. So we're going to recap how we would set out some of the calculations, and then you're going to have a go at answering some addition and subtraction calculations just to make sure we've got that key skill of column addition and column subtraction really clear before we move on to learn about column multiplication and then about division using what we call the bus stop method. So we will be moving on to those, but today we're going to look back and recap our addition and subtraction knowledge. Okay, so you're going to be selecting the appropriate method. You're going to use your place value knowledge. Remember, that's really important so that you set the calculation up correctly so that you're able to get to the right answer. You're going to accurately complete the calculation, and you're going to look out for any shortcuts. Are there any in here that you have got that are just adding 100, adding 1,000? Something that is nice and simple, that we don't have to set out a column, we can just do that in our head. Okay, so first of all, what is addition? What are the rules we must remember? Have a think to yourself. What do we need to remember? Are we going to start from the left or the right of the calculation? Where are we going to do our carrying, our exchanging? Underneath or within? Have a think about those things. And the same for subtraction. What's different about addition and subtraction? And what must we remember? We'll look back at those in a moment. The other thing I want to remind you of are these models. What are these models? How can we use them? So remember, there are lots of different ways that we could use these models. This whole part model, if we had 500 in here, okay, remember that needs to be the total amount. That could be created by doing 200 add 300. 200 add 300 equals 500. Remember, it could also represent a subtraction. We know that 500 subtract 200 would leave 300. In the same way, this bar model, we can represent the same thing. Remember, the whole amount goes at the top, and then we can see the parts that it's split into here. So it could be 300 and 200. It could be 400. What would go in here? 400 add what equals 500, or 500 subtract 400 equals what? 100. Great. Okay. Now, two calculations at the bottom here. How are we going to set those out? There's a different amount of digits in each one, and we need to be really careful, don't we? So the first one, 3,458. Okay, then we've got our addition, and 562. Is this going to go in here? No, remember, we've got hundreds, tens, and ones, and they need to go in the right column. Okay, and if we were doing that as a column, oh, not a very neat line there. So how would we work this one out then? 8 add 2, remember that's 10, but we're going to put in the ones and carry anything over. 5 add 6 is 11, add the 1 is 12, and 2, carry the 1, and remember to cross this one off, we've used that already. 4 add 5 is 9, add the 1 is 10, and carry. So then 3 add 1. So our calculation, you can now tell me that 3,458 add 562 equals 4,020. Okay. Can you set up and have a go on that subtraction on your own? So once you've done that and you're really clear, you need to pause the video on this section and there are some questions for you to complete here. So the first section are some calculations. Okay, so we've got 8 calculations, addition or subtraction, and you need to set those out in a column and then take a picture, send it into Class Dojo, and then I will get back to you and let you know how you've got on with those. The second section is some word problems. Now the first thing you need to think about is, are they addition or are they subtraction? Okay, so what are the key things in each one that tell you whether they're addition or subtraction? Okay, so I want you to work through those, and then there is an extension if you want to do it, that you don't have to do the extension. Okay, so have a go, work through these, and if you want to do the extension, that's to create a bar model or a whole part model for each of the calculations. So you don't need to do it for every single one, maybe just the first column, so A to D on the first one. So you don't need to do a model for all of them, just a few of them, just to show me that you can put that into a model. I look forward to seeing your work on Class Dojo later, and I will speak to you soon.